Welcome back to Conscious Truth again. Now, it's been almost 2 years since I made my first 4D flat earth video showing my flat earth model that actually works. And I'll just have a quick look at my stats here for some of my videos. I think I've been shadow banned basically, because if you see here, I did my first NASA fake image video got 62, nearly 63,000 views. And then NASA actually watched that, and then they changed some of their images. And then I got a couple of other videos had 30,000 views, and then all of a sudden it just now my 4D flat Earth video got 1,700 views. Another one got 5,000 views. But then lately my video has been getting about 200 views, 130 views. So I think I've been shadow banned. But anyway, I'm going to keep going. So the thing I find amazing is that I made that video over 2 years ago. I don't hear any of the flat Earth research community even mention it. I haven't heard, any of the famous flat Earth YouTube channel people mention it at all, which I find quite strange, really. Because the thing is, I don't know what it is. I mean, do people find it difficult to understand or something? I mean, what we're talking about here is not just an ordinary thing. I mean, we're talking about where we live. Yeah, we're talking about the world we live in, and it seems like a lot of flat Earth people and a lot of these flat Earth YouTube creators, they seem comfortable with the idea of abandoning the idea of the heliocentric model and the Earth being a round globe-shaped planet, and they seem happy with kind of happy with abandoning that and thinking that they live on something that looks like a pizza. But then when someone like me comes along and says, oh, well, hang on a minute, maybe we live in a sort of infinite flat plane that wraps around on itself in a higher dimension, they seem completely uninterested, as if that's just, whoa, that's way too wacky. I mean, that's way too wacky? You think that living on a pancake is not wacky? I mean, where do you think this pancake is? What do you think's underneath it? Do you think it's floating in space? I mean, what do they think? I mean, I'd like to really talk to someone that really believes in the AE model, which is, the flat Earth model that looks like a pizza with the sun and the moon going round in circles. That seems to be the one that nearly all flat Earth people keep showing photos of. I'll just bring it up. AE flat Earth model. The people that I respect the most in the flat Earth community seem to always talk about this model. And then there's total nut job people who think that there's a glass dome over the top as well. Well, I shouldn't call them a nut job, but I think it's pretty unlikely that we live on a pancake with a glass dome over the top. I mean, call me strange, but I don't think that's where we live somehow. So this is the AE map, azimuthal equidistant projection. Okay, so I mean, this is all fine and dandy, and it seems to work quite well, but there's a big problem with it, which is the moon. I can kind of live with the idea that maybe the sun would work on this map, but the moon, I don't know. I can't really see any logical explanation for how the moon... Why has no one done a picture of the moon? Oh. Well, this one. I mean, how could we always see the same face of the moon in this model? It doesn't make any sense. At any one point, there's always going to be at least people seeing... someone standing over here is going to see this side of the moon. Someone standing over here is going to see this side of the moon, right? It just doesn't make any sense. It couldn't work. It's just I'm really sorry to break this to people, but just think about the moon. How would you always see the same face of the moon? And then what do you think is underneath this pancake? Do you really think that we're on a pancake floating in space or something? Sorry, but it's just really, it actually makes the whole flat Earth idea seem kind of stupid, I think. I mean, I found this idea of this map, quite interesting when I first saw it. But there we go, that's a nice picture. So yeah, the moon, imagine the moon's here, so, okay, so I'm, oh dear, what is that? That's America, I think. Oh, that's Africa. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter what country you're in, but, just imagine you're standing to the left of the moon, and then someone else is standing to the right of the moon. I mean, they're not going to see the same side of the moon, are they? And someone underneath it. What if you're directly underneath it? You're not going to see a different side either, are you? So, isn't that just blatantly obvious? I mean, really. I mean, I'm amazed at these people who they do amazing research. I'm not going to name any names. I've been following them for years. I watch all their videos, and they're doing amazing experiments, and everything they say makes lots of sense. And then they show you this picture, and it's like, sorry, but anyone who's got an ounce of scientific critical thinking is going to obviously see that this doesn't work with the moon. Okay? So anyway, my 4D flat Earth model, which actually does work, simply is quite simple. It's just we live on a flat Earth that wraps around itself in another dimension. So you keep going in one direction, you come back to where you started because it's wrapped in a higher dimension. Now, people can't wrap their heads around that, but the fact is, you're talking about reality here. You're talking about creation, yeah? I don't know why people think that that's such an impossible concept. If you type in 4 dimensions into Google, you click on this, how many dimensions are there? According to superstring theory, there are at least 10 dimensions. So it's a commonly held belief, even in classical standard science, that there's more than 3 dimensions of space. So why people in the flat Earth community have such a hard idea with that? Because to me, it just explains everything. I mean, watch my other videos. I'm not going to repeat what's in my other videos. Just search for my videos for 4D flat Earth videos, and you'll find some other ones. But I explained it in one video that it was similar to a Möbius strip. I got some unbelievably stupid comments after writing that. People saying that I thought the world was shaped like a Möbius strip. That's not what I said. I just used the analogy of a Möbius strip being a 2-dimensional surface that wraps around back on itself. So this is a Möbius strip, so it's a one-sided shape basically. So you could be standing here, you walk along, oh, and then here you cross over to the other side, and then you come back round and you come back to where you started. So if you were to imagine that in 3 dimensions, that could be the shape of the world that we live in. It could be a 4-dimensional Möbius type object. Okay, and it could also explain things like the Bermuda Triangle and other strange anomalies on the Earth could be points where there are sort of overlapping, folding points of space that create strange anomalies. But I won't go there right now. So anyway, like I said, it's been 2 years since I put this out. I haven't heard anyone comment on it at all. It's very strange that everyone's just holding on to their pancake model. I mean, the thing with the pancake model is it's just so many problems with it, isn't it? The moon, the edge of it. I mean, what happens when you get to the edge? What's at the edge? What's underneath it? It just... it has more problems. It creates more problems than it solves, if you ask me. I think that we live in a four-dimensional flat surface plane, and I believe that there is a celestial sphere that surrounds that, and the sun and the moon and the stars do go around us in a spherical orbit. So we're surrounded by a spherical celestial sphere, and we live on an infinite flat looping plane. Okay, so that's actually, as far as I can tell, the best explanation I've ever heard. I'm not just saying that because I came up with it, but it just is. Okay, the moon doesn't work on the AE map.